Hi Taurus, welcome. So Taurus, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading and we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. Taurus, when I was meditating on the collective Taurus energy, I was feeling this expansion type of energy come through, a lot of enthusiasm coming through, a stroke of luck for some of you. So I feel like if you had been feeling it maybe down on your luck, then this might be a lucky break or a time where there is a lucky break coming in for you. If there have been delays or distractions going on, Taurus, I feel that energy smoothing out as we get into October. This retrograde is no joke, right? Like it went into effect early September and it lasts all the way through September. But I feel like Taurus, despite the retrograde, despite the full moon, I actually feel like you kind of being on the more positive end of things, okay, for whatever reason. So let's see, Taurus, what else we have coming in for you. Ooh, that's too many. We'll just get one card real quick here for you, Taurus. For the overall energy for my Taurus, there we go. So we have Pisces here. You could be dealing with Pisces or have that in your birth chart. I just said we just had a full moon in Pisces not too long ago, so you might have really felt that. It was kind of a very emotional, like nostalgic type of full moon. But this card also talks about bringing your imagination forth, Taurus, having more compassion, being more empathetic. It's a very healing energy, right? This also talks about dreams coming true and magic, very spiritual vibe as well. And I got a message about some sort of dream in the works for Cancer. If you have Cancer in your chart or dealing with one, you might also want to check out their reading. That may resonate with you, because I'm kind of getting that same type of energy here for you, Taurus. So also, if you've been kind of in your imagination a lot or in the dream state, that's actually been serving you, right? To kind of take a break from reality, to kind of turn the TV off, to move away from things that, you know, are part of your daily schedule. Some of you might have felt inspired to do that during this time frame, or maybe you might be feeling inspired to do that in October, but take it as it resonates for you. But there's some sort of balance, some sort of peace being brought to you. This is talking about justice being served and finding balance between this very responsible, practical part of you, Taurus, but also the part of you that wants to live a little, that has a vast imagination, that loves pleasure, right? And somehow being able to find a balance between the two is being highlighted in this reading. And as I look down, I have the Two of Pentacles, which is all about balance, right? Balancing priorities, balancing things that are important to us. But also it talks about, you know, careful not to drop the ball, right? If you are overdoing it, if you're overworking yourself, there's a chance that there might be a little bit of a setback there. So be careful with that energy. So let's go into the headspace, Taurus, and see what's going on in the headspace. And we're going to look at the heart space and what you have going on underneath it all. And then the big spiritual picture. So Taurus headspace, Page of Wands. There's the Knight of Swords, the Emperor, and the Ace of Swords here. Okay, so Taurus, I wasn't really sure if this song was a part of the reading, but I'm hearing Shallow by Lady Gaga, and take it or leave it. Just specifically one part of it. The whole song may not resonate with you, but where she says, I'm on the deep edge. Something about being on the edge. All right, so some of you might feel a little bit edgy or being on the edge or going outside of your comfort zone, maybe, Taurus, something like that. So anyways, you have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Swords here and the Emperor and the Ace of Swords. So I love this energy for you. This is pretty direct and to the point type of vibe. So I don't feel like you wanting to beat around the bush at all during this time frame, or you're at least being encouraged not to be very direct with what it is that you're wanting, to communicate your needs in a way that's understood, Taurus, to throw away any of the passive aggressiveness. Or if you're dealing with a passive aggressive person, the best way to address them is to directly communicate what it is that you're wanting, right? Like, the worst thing you could do to a passive aggressive person, well, I should say, if you want to muddy the waters even further with someone who has trouble communicating or uses passive aggression, is to ignore it, is to let it slide, right? As opposed to just saying, hey, I know you say you're okay, but your energy says something different, you know, rather than just calling them out, you know what I mean? And I'm getting the word calling out, so you could very well call someone out during this time frame, or you could be called out. This could be interchangeable, but it's just this essence of, yeah, like, get to the point type of vibe. So I don't know why I'm getting that very specific example, right? I don't know if some of you are dealing with a situation, or maybe there's a situation coming up in the energy where someone is using like a more passive aggressive approach, or they throw in like snide remarks, or you're never really sure what they're getting at, but you know that they're getting at something, right? The actual message coming through is to communicate clearly then, because you can't help how someone else communicates, Taurus, but you can certainly control how you respond, right? And sometimes it's just easier to just call it out and say, hey, you know, I know you're saying this, but this is what I'm actually feeling from you. You know, or some of you might bluntly be like, well, get to the point. You know, what is the point that you're trying to make? Being direct, okay, is what I'm saying. Not in a mean way. I'm not saying to be a bully or be a meanie, right? I'm just saying, like, the more direct you can be with your communication, the easier things will flow for you, okay? So that's a side note. But anyways, otherwise, I feel like what's on your mind right now, a little bit of business, a little bit of pleasure, okay? So I feel like some of you are incorporating the two, or maybe coming into this point of your life where you're able to incorporate the two, where, well, they say don't mix business with pleasure, Taurus, but I actually feel like this is actually encouraging for you to bring more of yourself, more of your fun, loving self to the job with you, or to whatever it is that you do for business, right? Also, yeah, doing things that inspire you, that bring out your inner child, all of that is helping to create positive momentum around you, which will somehow also impact your financial arena, or whatever it is that you do for creative pursuits, or business, right? I'm specifically getting business and pleasure. So there's a message here about having more fun with what it is that you do. Like, don't take everything so seriously during this time frame. Some people think that you can't climb the ladder, or you can't be successful unless you're very serious about it. But I would say those people don't really understand energy and how energy flows. You have to bring fun into it. You got to do things that you love, because it's through love that is the most, love is energy, and love is the highest of the high energies. And you manifest faster and larger when you incorporate love into what you do. That's why they say, don't choose something just because it makes you money. Choose something because you love it. And you may not start out making that much money, but watch as it grows, because all things flourish with love. So, I don't know. I'm getting messages about bringing more love into whatever creative pursuits that you have, or into the job with you. Even if you're not in an ideal spot right now, just bringing that joy, bringing that playfulness to the table will help get you to the next level, or get you to whatever you're trying to explore when it comes to business, right? So you might be also getting a lot of downloads, a lot of really good ideas, a lot of insights during this time frame. There's two cards about communication coming through. So I feel like there is communication coming through that is helping you to get the knowledge that you need, get the information that you need to make a wise decision, right? So this is showing you like kind of more in the state of empowerment, which I'm loving. for you, Taurus, and feeling more in control of your life and your decision making during this time frame. So I heard extra layer of security, extra layer of security. You might feel like you have an extra layer of security. Why do I keep getting that song? All right, so let's go into the heart space and see what we have coming in there for you, in the heart space for you. Taurus, 10 of Swords, 3 of Wands, the Empress in the reverse, and the Moon. So, on an emotional level, right, there's some things that you may be clearing up or clearing out of your energy as you go forward. There's this need to pay better attention to how you feel, Taurus. Some of you are ignoring your own emotions to, I heard, to appease someone else for some of you, or ignoring your own emotions because it's uncomfortable to you. There's something going on in the emotional space that is either being ignored or suppressed. It could be because I feel like what it is like we just have to keep moving ahead. We just have to keep moving ahead. It's like this very task-oriented or driven or task-driven type of vibe that I'm feeling. You know, it's like, yeah, I'll feel that later. I'll get to that later. But we have to get boom, 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 boom done. Or in your mind, Taurus, you may have a very strategic plan for what you want, you know, for your life. And you're getting caught on, like, the details of something and not really paying attention to, like, are you actually in alignment with that? How do you actually feel about that? Do you even want that? You know, there seems to be a little bit of an impasse here where you're not taking good care of listening to how you're actually feeling during this time frame, which it is a retrograde, right? And I just said that, and they're highlighting the Pisces full moon, which is past, but I feel like there's some impact there with that full moon that sometimes, Taurus, y'all are such good caregivers, especially my feminine Tauruses. Like, you really do care about the world and other people to such a high degree that sometimes you neglect how you feel, or you sometimes honor other people, but at your own expense. It's kind of like, honoring another person's emotions, but by you doing that, you betray your own emotions, which reminds me of the Scorpio reading. If you have Scorpio in your chart or dealing with one, check out that reading. You know, or you could be dealing with someone who does this, okay? So it could be interchangeable. But there's a sense of needing to prioritize more so of how you feel and taking better care of yourself. And there's a bit of impatience that's showing up, or irritation around you, Taurus. And it's coming from getting overwhelmed easily, or feeling overwhelmed. So be careful with that, because that may actually drain you. It could be that you're trying too hard to map something out or to figure something out, or looking into the future, that it actually ends up irritating you or overwhelming your senses. And so they're saying, you know, ease off of that a little bit when you start to feel that irritation, because when you feel that irritation, it is a sign that you might be giving too much focus, right, to the issue of something, or that you just kind of need to take a break from it for a moment, right? Not forever, just for a moment, until you get your bearings back about you. So there is a caution there about that as well, Taurus. It almost feels to me like when you start thinking too much about your future, it starts to, like, emotionally overwhelm you. I mean, otherwise, I feel like you're, like, kind of on top of things right now, and there's inspiration coming through. And, like, you're getting all of these downloads and all of these ideas, but then if you think too much about, like, the future, or you project too far into the future, I feel like for whatever reason, it just kind of throwing you out of balance and creating disalignment. Which, you know, projecting too far into the future will absolutely do that to you. And I've been actually getting that message repeatedly in all of the readings that I've done so far for this round. So I feel like this is a collective thing where we're all needing to be a little bit more present in our current lives and stop projecting so much about our future self, because the only time and place you can ever really live in and appreciate and feel satisfied in is the current moment. And the future will map itself out, just like how you got here, right? I bet you didn't think you'd be here, right? You didn't map out how you were going to get here. Life just unfolds, and we just go along for the journey, and we overcomplicate it when we overthink it. But if you look back on your life up until now, you could probably put two and two together that actually your only job was to kind of go along with it and find joy in each moment, and things kind of just unfold naturally, you know? Like things just kind of line up without us doing much effort. Not saying you don't do any effort, but not as much as you think. Not as much as you think. So let's go into the big spiritual picture and see, Taurus, what we have going on. Page of Cups, Three of Cups, Queen of Wands. Ooh, the Seven of Swords. So we can't end on that one. I'm going to clarify that. So this energy looks actually really beautiful. So I feel like this is encouraging you to, one, be open to new ideas, but also new connections, okay? Or making some sort of new connection here. It could be that, you know, you're inviting something new into your life or into your social circle, or making some sort of new connection during this time frame. And they're giving me the word collaboration. So there might be an opportunity to collaborate with others, okay, during this time frame, or get together with others, or hang out with your bestie. I don't know. This is a very social type of energy, and their encouragement is to be open-hearted about it, open-minded about that. So if you do have opportunities to connect with others during this time frame, to try and keep an open mind, right? I feel like energetically you might have some sort of bounce back here where you're feeling a little bit more energized, maybe after a period of time where you need to kind of go within or rest a little bit, because I do sense like you getting a little bit overwhelmed in the current energy, but then kind of bouncing back from that as we go through October and out of the retrograde. All of a sudden I'm getting a lot of tension in my head, and as I get closer to the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, I don't really care for this card. It fell under the Moon, which is a very secretive energy. So let's see what's going on with that. What's this about? The Hermit. Okay, so there's definitely something that you're suppressing here, and or that you are not being forthright about, or somebody's not being forthright with you about. Some of you might be secretly like looking into something. What in the world? No, this has to do with love. I'm sorry, give me a second. I feel like, Taurus, there's this message here about there's something that you're keeping to yourself, okay? Which don't we all keep things to ourselves? Most of us do. You know, unless you're a Gemini. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding if I have any Geminis here. I just feel like there's something here that you're keeping to yourself, and it has to deal with like reflecting and kind of evaluating like how you actually feel. But for some reason, I don't feel like you're expressing this or you're bringing this forward just yet. It's like a sense of like trying to figure out how you feel. Maybe there's some uncertainty there, but not openly expressing that to another. And if this isn't you, Taurus, you could be connecting with someone who's keeping a lot inside, that is not really telling the truth about how they feel. I think that they will when they're certain and ready to move forward, or you will when you're certain and ready to move forward if this is your energy. But somebody's trying to come to a conclusion, whether it's you or they, about how to feel about something and what to do or what to think about that. And it has to deal with love and relationships, okay? And so they're giving me the song Shallow again. That song may actually resonate with some of you. There's nothing shallow about this energy, though. This is deep. This is deep emotion. This is deep reflection. Like, this is something that seems to be very important that's being kept hidden, either by you or someone you're connecting with. I actually feel like for a lot of you, this is you, if I'm going to be honest, but take it as it resonates, okay? And that's the source of irritation. That's why you get impatient at times, because I feel like there's a lot bottled up here. And it has to deal with matters of the heart. But there is insight and clarity coming around that will help to move that energy forward and bring some sort of balance here. All right, so I feel like if this reading is for you, you know what that's about. I'm not going to continue to clarify it, because they're giving me the words private matter. This is a private matter. All right. I feel like, gosh, I could probably do an extended on this. I wonder if I should. Maybe. Okay, so let's see. The guidance card is cleanse. Your body, mind, and soul are urging you to take time out for a much-needed cleanse. Just as you wash your car, clean the house, or tidy your office, your body needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. So that's what I was feeling earlier about prioritizing your emotional well-being, which is a type of energy cleansing, right? But also taking time to really care about how you feel, Taurus, and what you want. And because I do feel like, again, there's something that's being bottled up here, but I also feel like you're gaining some sort of knowledge or insight around this that's helping you to make some sort of decision or to figure out what your next move is here, Taurus. So, wow, interesting reading. Little curveball there at the end, but overall, it looks like a good energy reading for you. Zodiac signs, I just noticed this card. Was this out the whole time, the Tower? Okay, so I don't mean to go backwards, but that kind of changes this dynamic here. So there's going to be some sort of change coming through here. So in whatever the situation where things are being bottled up, I feel like there is definitely going to be a change in that situation. And it could be in Libra season, which is October. All right. So maybe come back to this reading after October passes, Taurus, and let me know how it goes. So anyways, you could be dealing with the following zodiac signs or have them in your chart. I have Scorpio, Cancer, Virgo, Pisces, Taurus, Aries, Libra, and Pisces energy out. But take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It is a general reading. So if it did resonate, though, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do have videos over there. Tarot Time with Dana, all of it linked in the description box below, as well as in the About section, where you can find the donation link. If you'd like to donate, you can do so there. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very best, Taurus, and until next time, namaste.